Hey, welcome to another episode of geekoutdoors.com. And today we're actually going to be doing a review on the LG 360 cam. If you have not seen it, you can look at my unboxing video if you want to see all the boxing glory. Now, what is this? Well, as the name implies, this is a 360-degree camera, or in some cases, this is a VR camera, which is what I consider it. Now, whenever you purchase this is actually $199 or actually $200. You could get this on LG's website. So what are you getting for your money? Well, when you get it, it actually comes in this very nice hard case, which is unfortunately it's very prone to scratching easily, but it doesn't matter because what's really important is what's underneath. So whenever you get it, there's these two lock mechanisms right here. So you just hold it down and voila, there you go. There is your actual camera. And let's go ahead and take a tour of this. Okay, so as you can see on the very front, okay, this is the actual front. You know it's the front because of this right here. This is actually the shutter and also the record switch. So if you just hit the shutter one time, it'll take a picture. If you hold it down more than a second, it'll start recording. Okay, this is right here. This is the sensor, it's a shutter LED sensor. And then here's the cameras itself. This is really interesting because even though it's two cameras, it's not just forward, okay? It's not just two cameras facing opposite sides. Whenever you're recording, I'm not sure how the technology works, but it records in 360 degrees, whole VR point of view. And you'll see this once I record and show you some samples on the next videos. You're going to see this, but it's pretty amazing how that works. Okay, now on the side, you'll see this is actually the power button. Okay, this is selected between 360-degree view and 180-degree. And these right here are the locks that I mentioned a little bit earlier. And then when you actually go to the bottom, what you have here is this is actually where you could screw this onto a tripod mount. Okay, so that will just screw in right there very easily. And then if you open this right here, this is where you're going to have your micro SD card slot and your USB Type-C connector. Now here's the thing, you can use this camera without a micro SD, but if you wanted to record anything, pictures or video, you must have a micro SD card slot in here. So definitely get one first. Now this one is a 32 gig, but what's really awesome about this, just like the LG G5 phone, you could expand this to ridiculous amounts. So right now this thing can hold up to a 2 terabyte micro SD card slot, which is pretty insane, and that's nice as well. Now what this has in terms of resolution, this can video wise, this can go up to 2560 by 1280 if I'm not mistaken. Now that's not quite 4K. If I'm not mistaken, that's the WXGA resolution, which is still really high. And also from your camera, the resolution is ridiculous. If you just take pictures, it's like over 5,000 something pixels. Now just keep in mind that that's not equivalent to the quality of the resolution. It's just the fact that it records in 360, so there is a ton of information this thing is recording, which is pretty amazing. So how you turn it on is you just simply hold this down right here and it'll turn on. And you see the lights there indicating things, and right here this is actually the power indicator. And so green is obviously good. If it's red, that means you need to recharge it. And this thing has an internal 1200 milliamp battery, and as far as I know, there's not a way you could get in here easily to just replace that. So I'm not sure how many charges you get before it stops working. But that is the exterior tour, and now I'm going to give you a quick tour on how this works on your actual phone. Now I do want to mention that this isn't just for your LG G5 or just for your Android phone. This is also iOS compatible, so all you have to do is download the LG Friends 360 camera app, and you can have that on your Android or iOS device. Okay, so let's see how this actually works. Now whenever you do have it powered on your phone, what you're going to need to do first is you're going to need to download this 360 camera app. Okay, So it's right there. So whenever you download this from the Play Store or on Apple App Store, that's what you're gonna do. So whenever you download it and you turn it on for the very first time, it's gonna ask you to connect to your 360 cam. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and connect this. Now, one thing I do want to mention, this does work through a combination of Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. So what that means is whenever you're using this, you cannot use your internet on your phone, whether through Wi-Fi or whether you're through your provider. Okay, so now that this is up, let me show you the actual menu real quick. It's very simple, but it's also pretty powerful in its own way. So here's the camera. I'm gonna go through that in a second. This here is the gallery. So obviously anything that you recorded or taken pictures of, it's right there, and you could switch between the 360 camera or on your device, and I'm going to talk about there in a second. So let's go ahead and go back, and here you could actually go into your settings, and here this is where you could set things like you could even set a Wi-Fi password for your device when you pair this, you know, which is nice if you're concerned about security, but it does slow you down just a little bit. And then it talks about the sound, storage, battery, and auto sleep, and then there's the about the 360 camera. Very simple there. Now whenever you open up the camera here, obviously it's connected to the device, and let's go through some of these settings here. So the first thing you see here, obviously besides the camera, is up here there's actually some settings menu. Now what I like about this is it gives you a lot of options that I wish the regular LG camera have. So here you could turn 5.1 channel sound or just 2 channel. See, there's 2 channel, there's 5.1, your location on and off. I'm not sure what that is, but here there's also a timer too as well, so you can adjust how many seconds. There's a countdown before it actually records. Here, this is what I really like, there's a resolution choice. So here you could choose your camera resolutions from 5 megapixel, 8 megapixels to 16 megapixel. That's for taking pictures. And then for video, you could choose resolution of 1280 by 640, 1920 by 960, or 2560 by 1280. And those aren't really standard resolutions because, once again, this is a 360 degree camera that you're actually using. And if you come in here to mode, you know, there's a auto mode, night mode, light mode, wide angle, and then also there's a motion mode in case you're recording something where there's motion involved. Here, this would switch between the 2 cameras, the front and the back. Okay, very simple. Here, 360 degree versus 180 degree view. Okay, and then here, much like the LG camera, there's an auto and manual setting, so you could actually adjust the ISO settings, the white balance, and so forth right here, which is really nice. They didn't have to add that, and there's more options right here. Okay, so very similar to the LG camera, so which is, once again, nice to have. So let me turn that back to auto, and that is a very quick tour of it. And honestly, that's pretty much it when it comes to the actual tour. Now, when you're actually recording, okay, so whenever you take a picture, like I say, you just press this and it'll snap a picture. Okay, so that just took a picture of me. Okay, and then if you hold it down, you hold this button down. Okay, like you hold it down and then see it starts recording. There, see, and then when you press it again, it stops recording. Very, very simple. Now here's the thing. Okay, if you actually want to preview it, okay, this is actually stored on the phone, and so if you actually want to preview and you press play, it'll actually have to transfer this file over to your phone, you know, which is makes sense, but it's kind of annoying sometimes because if you have a very large file, it's gonna take a little bit to transfer it. So that is pretty much it for the actual camera itself, and I'm gonna have some videos where I'm gonna show 360 degree virtual reality demos, and I will say just right now, this is an awesome device. Not just an accessory and a tool, but just technology wise, everybody's gonna be doing VR in the future. Okay, and when I mean in the future, like by the end of the year, because that's where the whole market's heading. Now, by the end of the year, you're gonna have cameras mainly from Android manufacturers that are fully 360-degree VR compatible. They're going to have the correct sensors. So basically, devices like this, they're still going to be around definitely for a long time. There's going to be high quality ones as well. But your phones, starting with Android phones, they're going to have all these sensors on here to do VR. So you're going to be able to take your standard video and pictures. Mainly, I'm just talking about video. Or you'll be able to do a VR 360-degree videos through your actual phone or tablet. And that's going to be happening in the fall. But as of right now, I cannot think of a better device, especially if you are actually doing video, to do some really cool stuff. And it actually has practical application uses. So like I said, I'm going to be using this to record some videos, and primarily because I am outside. So this is great if you are travel vlogging or you are a travel videographer. I think it's awesome. Or if you're the type of person who like to do action related stuff, or if you just want to show people something cool, something new, something like other people can experience with you, this is actually well worth the $200. I wish it was actually at $100. That'd be more attainable for most people and it'd make it more popular. But as it stands, the 360 camera by LG is awesome. Okay, so if you have this camera or are already using or are using any type of VR related equipment, please leave your comments and ideas below. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you on another episode.
Thanks for checking out this episode. And as always, if you like these videos, be sure to click on the subscribe button. And for full written content, audio content, and additional geek stuff, head over to geekoutdoors.com. And I'll see you outdoors on the very next episode.